And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day of World Team League 2023 Winter Codes Round 1. I'm, of course, your SI VIP, and for the first time in years, I am not alone. I am joined by a fellow lovely, beautiful, cranky duckling. He looks like a new person. It is AsherBro.
Yo, what's up? I'm having a look at this new ELO thing. They have like a ladder for it. Apparently, Oriana and Kingslayer are both 500.
Yeah.
I don't understand this yet.
The higher the better. I think 500 is default. Like if you haven't played before, default is 500, and then you go up and down depending on your performances against other players.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so a lot's been happening while you've been gone, Papi. They've gotten rid of the hexagons. We have the ELO ratings instead, and once again, Oliveira lower than Jieshi. Oh my god, they're crazy.
They could have put F91 above him. They could have done him dirtier. I feel like at the start of every season, they have to break down Oliveira to build him back up again.
They do. Like it's like tough love sort of thing, right? Like they love Oliveira, but that's why they're hard on him, and that's why they rate him as like a C tier player. Oh god, smooch.
Yeah, it's a bit brutal.
A little bit, but yes, we do have two matchups for us tonight. We're going to be kicking things off with Mystery Gaming versus Dragon KaiZi Gaming. Some other changes. So much has changed while you've been gone, Papi. Ragnarok.
Yeah, I hate it so much. It's the worst. I refuse. I'm just going to be calling him Ragnarok.
He's the SHIN. He's the foot, Papi. He's whenever I see his name, I think of SHIN ramen. I'm like, oh, is he noodles?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Hold on. So Ragnarok is SHIN ramen, and then we have Ryang for tuna. What other food do we have?
There we go. It's all about the food. And up first, we do have Ragnarok versus Hero, a really strong matchup. But before we get ahead of ourselves and talk about the matchup, Asher, have you been, Papi? Have you been? Where have you been?
I've been just doing the same DGen sleep schedule. Nothing has changed. I'm just not playing StarCraft now.
I'm still a DGen, Papi. I just don't know what to do with myself anymore.
Exactly.
Okay.
I watched Everything Everywhere All at Once today. And
nice.
It has butt plugs. You'd like it.
Yeah.
Trust me, you'll like it.
Do you have any idea? How big, Papi? How big?
Well, it's hidden from sight now, so can't really tell.
Okay. Okay. Well, now I have to watch it.
Yeah. It's a good movie anyway.
Fair enough. As we're getting into this, and for some context as well, we do, as we get into game number 1 here on the old ladder map pool, we have on the bottom right hand corner for Dragon KaiZi Gaming, it is the South Korean Protoss player. It is.
Wait.
It is.
Hero?
Hero, there we go.
Do it. Oh my god, and it's SHIN.
It's good to be back.
Observer, help us out, please.
Oh my god. But for those curious, we are playing on the new patch. All the games are played on the NA server, even though it's Korea versus Korea. They're playing on the Singaporean server, so the new patch is applied. But because the lineups were announced last week, the players have been practicing on the first map. Of course, when it comes to losers pick, they can pick the new maps for losers pick.
Can they pick the old maps?
Yes.
Have they been picking the old maps or the new maps?
Mostly the old maps. The people that have been picking the new maps are like Australia, Future, the foreigners, basically.
The cool people.
True. Because of that, we are going to be starting off with some of the old maps. So this is going to be the last time we see them here in WTL. It's only for week 1. Starting from week 2, the starting maps are going to be the new map rotation.
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense. We can say goodbye to these maps.
Yeah.
Say goodbye to Terran winning games. God.
True. Yeah, true. The Terran pool, Papi.
It could get worse, but it can.
Oh my god, but we've been having a lot of fun. The patch has been live for I think 2 days at this point, just around 48 hours or so, and yeah, it has been quite refreshing. I think it's really interesting. I think the most thing, the biggest thing that I'm excited about is the new maps. The patch itself is like, but like the maps have been really refreshing. It's been great to see.
Yeah, I mean, having a 9 map pool is really cool. It's something I've been calling for a while, so I was pretty happy to see that. But so far, the games that I've watched, I wouldn't say necessarily we've seen that much new stuff. Definitely some people playing around with the Cyclones, but they did get nerfed a little bit from the Wardy tournament, and I think they're not quite what they were before. But at least in this matchup, I think it's mostly the Bane changes that I'm going to be looking out for.
Exactly. Like, the reality is that in ZVP, not much has changed, right? The only things are, like, for example, as you mentioned, one Baneling can't one-shot workers, right, when it comes to getting into the Pro Mineral line, so it's going to be a little bit easier to defend in a longer macro game for the Protoss. Likewise, the Banelings themselves are going to be a little bit weaker, so it's going to be harder to really engage if you're relying on a Ling Bane Roach composition. But in saying that, Ragnarok is also... SHIN...
No,
is oh mate, Raggy is a bit of a different beast here, and he's quite a more aggressive player. I wonder if he has explored any new options or what we're going to bring to the table against Hero.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting to keep our eyes on, as we do see Hero going to be starting up that second gate. So very standard stuff coming out from him at the moment. Hero also managed to get Ragnarok's first tumor, so nice little catch there with the Adept.
Yeah, there we go. The tumor does go down. That is going to be quite a nuisance, quite a struggle here for SHIN. So Ragnarok, I'm calling him SHIN. I'm doing it. He's tapping.
Okay. You can do that if you want. I'm not going to be joining you.
Yeah, I won't force you, Fafi. We consent. So Oracles are going to be making their way across the map, but F's constantly going to be threading a shade here, just keeping an eye on things again. Nothing too crazy yet, but the aggression is about to ramp up with the arrival of these Oracles.
Yeah, Oracle's going to be running on in. Bit of a trademark of Hero. His multi-prong attacks with Oracles and with the Depths. I feel like these are really his units here. And he's going to be getting a few drones as he does fly on through.
Yeah, 5 workers go down. Quite a bit of hull damage on one of those Oracles, but the Spore is not done. The Queens are out of position, and 8 workers go down.
Yeah, nicely done here by Hero. That's going to give him a good little lead at getting into the mid game here, as he is just starting up the Twilight and the Forge, so nothing much changing in that regard. It looks like he is going to be pretty comfortable playing this style, and I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, the counter that Zerg players came up with to deal with this style was to go to those +2 Banelings and basically play around a Baneling timing, so I would imagine that this is still a really good way to play for the Protoss.
100%. I don't really expect too much to really shift here, at least in the early to mid game, as +1 is on the way. Blink as well. We do see SHIN attempting to go into some lair tech as well at a pretty reasonable time. Additional gases are being taken. I'm curious as to what this lair is going to be for, because if I'm not mistaken, we don't have a Roach Warren.
Yeah, okay. It does seem a fraction early, but
4-6 gases.
No, pretty interesting stuff going on here. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Could definitely be a muta transition coming out from here. We do see as well here, we're going to be throwing down a couple sentries behind this, so it could be possible that he's looking to go for a push after this, and we do see the Robo as well.
Yeah, this is, as you're saying, a really greedy thing for SHIN to try to do here, as the Oracles are going to be picking away at some of these tumors. The tech of choice is going to be a Spire or a Hydrogen. Again, there was a change to Hydras, and they are a little bit cheaper. And there it is, 6 gases into Hydras.
Interesting. So we could be seeing a bit of a Hydra timing coming out here. It is a lot cheaper to get your cheaper and faster to get your upgrades for the Hydras. So there is a possibility that if this does go unscouted, it could be hitting quite strongly, especially if there's a big flood of Lings coming with it as well.
Yeah, definitely. And so far, Hero, he hasn't scattered the main base. He's doing a great job at denying the 4th base. He's already forced 1 cancel. He gets eyes on the next would-be 4th, but he hasn't made his way into the main base.
Mate.
Oh.
Ragnarok, where's your spores, buddy? Come on. He's doing his best to laser cosplay here.
True.
And the Queens were not in position to save those drones.
Oh my god, I haven't seen Chappie play in so long. As 5 more drones go down, 14 in total. That's so much damage being done here. Ragnarok not ready at all. He is getting into his Hydras, yes, but again, he has to spend so much of his lava rebuilding his economy.
Yeah, but have a look at that that Hydra range upgrade. I can see the flames coming off the side of the bar there. It's just shooting across the screen.
It is on the way, but Hero is also on the way as well. Ooh, we have a Lurker Den in production. I don't know if we're going to be able to get into that, as Hero is going to be hitting first. Again, he does have a couple of those sentries, as you were saying, no Ravagers to deal with those force fields either, so Hero, there's a lot of potential with this push.
Yeah, great pressure coming out from Hero, and this is going to stop Ragnarok from cutting these corners. It's going to force him to make some extra units as well, so he's not just going to be able to drone up a fourth while also greedily going into Lurkers behind it. So Hero with a nice little greed check there.
Yeah, I mean, Hero, he's been in almost full control, right? He's just punished the economy time and time again. He's denied this fourth base twice already. SHIN, he's been stuck on 3 bases, and even amount of bases with Hero this entire game.
Yeah, that Ling just got a baptism from that Oracle. It was beautiful. It's okay.
Baptism?
It's okay for now. Yeah.
Is he like
cleansed by the stasis trap?
There you go. There you go. He's one with the Protoss now. Is he an honorary Protoss?
Yeah, he's gonna play for the other team now.
Oh god, as Ragnarok has been able to successfully get away with this Lurker Den. 7 Lurkers are on the way, and there's going to be quite a lot of power behind this push. They are Lair Tech Lurkers, of course. The Infestation Bit is just now starting, so they're not the most potent Lurkers, but Lurkers nonetheless.
I have said before that Ragnarok plays a bit like you, but this is taking it to another level.
Have you said that before?
I think so. I think
Like
it was
he-
Ragnarok.
He's an animal, Papi. Yeah. See, here we go. We have the Lurkers pushing on forward here, leading the charge, laying siege upon this base. Storm is still on the way. We do play on forward. One Lurker
Ooh.
does go down.
Yeah, one Lurker does go down. It was a pretty brave blink from Hero onto these Lurkers, but seems like he has got it worked out because he is surviving just, and he takes out the Lurkers. So his timing for Ragnarok does not work out.
What a chat.
Yeah.
I was second guessing myself when he blinked on top of the Lurkers and only killed one. I'm like, oh, that's not gonna go well. The Lunkers are gonna go to town, but no, Hero went to town on the Lunkers.
Yeah, I have blinked on 7 Lurkers before, and it didn't look like that. I'll tell you that much.
And that is an expensive loss for Ragnarok. He loses all of his Lurkers, he loses all of his Hydras, expensive losses. Obviously, it's the cheaper to get into this, yes, but the problem is that Ragnarok, his economy is not ideal, right? He was contained to 3 bases for so long, he doesn't really have the economy to sustain these losses.
Yeah, that's right. It is going to be really hard for him to regenerate his army, especially while he's dealing with these Zealot Rumbais. He does split his army extremely well, and these Lurkers are covering the vulnerable angle here as well, so he will be holding on for now, but it does really make things dangerous because as soon as he takes one bad trade against the against the army of Hero, he's going to be in some real trouble.
Yeah, exactly. And Hero is doing what he does best. He sees an opportunity. He is ahead. He's up in bases. He's up in economy. What does he do? He takes up into Sky Toss. Fleet Beak and Stargates are on the way, and we have the brand new Mothership in production as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is a new thing. The Mothership, I'm trying to remember all the changes. It's cheaper, I know that. I think it's faster. And it's smaller.
Yeah.
I don't really know what that does, but
It's
it is
cheaper.
smaller.
Yeah, cheaper, faster, smaller. I believe it doesn't it doesn't cloak units, right? If I'm not mistaken. I don't think it
It has to cast the spell, yeah.
Yeah, it has to cast a spell instead. But ideally it's less of a big investment to get into it. You know, it's not -4. F's in the chat, no more -400, -400. Smoke.
Yeah. It's no longer about the size, it's about how you use it.
Exactly. It's about the quality of the Mothership. You know, it's not about the quantity. Yeah.
Sure. I'm losing the analogy here. As we do have this little Zealot Rumbai off to the side, it does get cleaned up by the Ling attack of Ragnarok. He is going to be able to get out of there with those as well, but looks like he hasn't quite caught on to at least the Mothership as, actually a Knight is going to be going down, but the cannons are there, ready for it already. Hero is a prophet.
The foresight here from Hero to place down these cannons, the Nidus goes down. I think what I was trying to say is, you know, Hero, his Mothership may be small, but, you know, he satisfies me, Papi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's very skilled with it.
He's like that butt plug.
I suppose so. As we are going to be having, it looks like, the Disco has been cast. This reminds me of, did you ever play Destroy All Humans?
Yeah. 100%.
It's like the
probe?
gun
The
in
anal-
Destroy All Humans where you make people dance.
Yeah. I was thinking of something else in that game.
Yeah, no, the Anal Pro is pretty great too.
Oh my god. As we do see lurkers pushing on forward here, but we do see the Hydras just cannot gain any ground. And without the Hydras, lurkers themselves cannot push forward either. The Tempest count is slowly getting higher and higher. I mean, Hero is a little bit vulnerable, to be fair. Like, he's still working his way towards Skytoss, but he's getting there.
Yeah, the Tempest make this a little bit scary just because it does make him really vulnerable to a big surround. The actual strength of the army isn't extremely strong, but the longer that the Tempests are able to chip away at these lurkers, the more value Hero is going to get out of it.
Yeah, exactly. So we get a revelation here on those lurkers as well. The lurkers are trying to come in from the side as well, but I just don't think Ragnarok has enough.
Yeah, we have no detection at the moment. There is one Overseer being morphed in, just gets morphed in now, so the lurkers were not attacking for that entire time, so it looks like SHIN will be completely cleaned up, and GG is called.
GG. Hero looking so strong in that game, just crippling the economy, maintaining control of the base count, and shutting down that first lurker push, allowing him to tech up into Skytoss. And that was really cool use of that mothership as well. Like, it was really flexible, and it was really cool to see him utilize the spells the way that he did, and to be able to, again, fight. Was trying to bring.
You're trying to say, like, the mothership was on the screen when Ragnarok lost, so I'm pretty sure it's OP now.
Yeah.
Completely broken. I mean, not really much that SHIN could have done.
Broken, Bobby, broken, mate. Did you see the way that he just cloaked everything and there was no detection? You know, that wasn't because of SHIN. You know, that's just balance.
There's not much you can really do about that. I mean, it's invisible. What are you going to do?
True. Oh my god. Spitting facts right now, as it is going to be SHIN's map of choice, and we mentioned earlier, we may be starting on the old map, so we are transitioning into the new maps here. You know, we say goodbye to the old, we say hello to the new, and the new is Equilibrium.
I actually don't think I've seen this map, so we're going to be discovering it for the first time together. I'm also really hoping that at the end of this next game, I want to see like an animation for the elo where it's like the coin counter, where it's like, boop, 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 like one goes up, one goes down.
That would be really fun. I would love that. As I do see the ELOs being showcased here, so far I think the highest we've seen is Maru. I think Maru was like at around 890 or like 900 and something. He had a pretty high ELO, but here we go in the top left hand corner. We have SHIN for Mystery Gaming.
And in the top right hand corner, we have Hero. My goodness. Calm down, buddy. Yeah, we need you to last a little bit longer than that. I mean, I don't want to shame you, Mr. Observer, but I didn't even really feel it. Just wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
It was over before it began. My pants were still on, Papi. Oh my god.
Just wanted to spend a bit more quality time with the intros, but that's okay. Maybe next time.
Yeah, this is a bit of a PSA for the people out there. You know, we like the foreplay. Like it's good, Papi. It's good.
That's right. Yeah, we're just not even gonna dance around it. As looks like Hero's going for a Nexus first. Okay, I think maybe he knows something about this map that we don't. I mean, having a first look at the map kind of reminds me a little bit of Stargazers. We've got the vertical symmetry going on. I don't think there's any gold bases though. There
are goal bases towards the south. Okay. So I said the same thing as soon as I saw this. It was very similar to Stargazers when it comes to short rush distance by ground. There are goal bases towards the south. You can't quite see them, but there are 6 patches on the goal base, but there's like a hole in the middle of the patches, so you can actually be attacked from both angles. It's really risky. It's really open. It's really vulnerable as a base. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting facets to this map. I wonder why it is that Ragnarok went for it. Rush distance by ground is a little bit shorter, but yeah, I'm curious as to the reasoning here for Ragnarok. Right,
yeah, I mean, the rush distance is sort of mitigated by the Zelnaga tower in the middle of the map as well. That's something that Stargazers had too, and it became a very important early game kind of battle to fight for that vision at the beginning of the game. One thing that does, well, actually, I don't know. I can't actually remember. Do you think Zergs were choosing Stargazers more than Protoss, or was it favored either way?
More than Protoss. Oh, that's I just remember a lot of Zergs vetoing it.
I was gonna say, I feel like it was a good Protoss map because it was very defensible, and I mean, Hero going for an early Nexus here maybe feels the same way.
Exactly. As we do see Ragnar try to take this gold base, and now you can see it for yourself. It is 6 patches. There is a rich vesting gas geyser as well, but like you can be attacked from every angle. It's like in the middle of like an attack path.
Yeah, this is interesting, and we'll have to see if Hero wants to latch onto this. He's going to be going for a Stargate. It is a little bit later than usual, getting the extra gate as well, just to make sure that it's safe while he does get the economy up and running. And I think he should have a good economic advantage, but honestly, for Ragnarok, going for the early gold is a really nice response.
Yeah, and we'll see if he can hold on to it, right? It's very out in the open. It's very exposed. It isn't just about punishing the goal base, but in general, Shin, he's going to be spread thin between both his third base, his natural, and his main. So will he be in position with his queens to defend against these oracles? I'm assuming it's going to be oracles. We'll see what Hero goes for, as Shin is making a massive amount of links.
Yeah, it's not just about the goal base. It's about sending a message that Hero's going to be canceling the Stargate after clearing up that Overlord. Cancels it at pretty much 90%, and it quickly goes into a Twilight and a Robo. So I'm thinking he might be looking to punish this with an Adept all-in.
Yeah, this is looking just like a 2-base all-in, whether it's going to be Adept or something else. We have yet to find out. Lings are moving out. Shin does have a lot of units here to deny a third base. A good positioning here just in time. Hero does pull back. And again, it looks like he doesn't really intend to expand and take another base. So Hero not really too concerned with those Lings.
Yeah, looks like no battery going to be going down, and this is where Ragnarok has to start being a little bit suspicious. He throws down a very early Roach Warren, so it looks like he does have some idea of what's going on. He sees that the Stargate is not there anymore, and that is a massive tell.
There we go. Roach Warren is thrown down around the 4-minute mark. We have a Spine Crawler as well, so Shin is getting ready for an all-in. He doesn't know exactly what's coming, but he's getting ready for whatever he can get, whatever he gets thrown at him, as it is going to be Chargelot Archon all-in.
Yeah, okay, so Chargelot and Archon's pretty interesting here. Looks like that is going to be what we're going for to try to deny this gold base. And for Ragnarok, it's going to be a question of whether he can get enough roaches out before that hits. The Archon's especially going to be pretty annoying to deal with, but it does kind of feel like this is going to time out right for him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the roaches are coming out just in time. It's about the positioning as well. Like, is Hero going to go for the gold, or is he going to go for the natural? Does he go for the throat, or, you know, one of these other bases? As well, he was forced to cancel, and here we go. He's warping in a wave of High Templar.
Yeah, all right, first couple of Archons are going to be ready to go, and then by the time those are ready, we should be able to go for the 8 Zealot Warp in. It looks like we have had a scout of the Templar Archive, so Ragnarok's going to know now that it's not necessarily Adepts. I think those first few Adepts were meant to kind of fake out that this was going to be a Glaives build.
Yeah. And instead, we're going to be going for an Archon drop. We're transitioning. We're going for a third base. It looks like Hero, he knows he got scattered. He knows that his opponent is going to be ready for this. So Hero is not committing to the all-in, which I do appreciate that Hero is transitioning away from this. But at the same time, Ragnarok is getting away with the gold.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, in theory, this does make a lot of sense, but because of the gold, Ragnarok might be able to scale well enough despite making the early units. It's going to be a question of how much damage that the Zealots and Archons can get here.
Exactly, as the Lings and Zealots do run past each other. The Archons, they get a Queen in the main, which is nice, but they're looking for even more damage, as there are plenty of Lings in position. This goal base is going to go uncontested, or it is going to be well defended here by these Lings and Queens.
Zealots getting rowdy. They're looking for a fight, and the Archons are going to be running in, trying to help out here. It looks like the Roach is maybe a little bit out of position just in the main there, waiting for the drop potentially, but Hero's not really able to find too much damage.
Yeah, and with that, Shin has defended. He's working on a 4th base as we speak. Hero is still struggling to saturate his own bases as well, and he just doesn't really have the best army to deal with this, but he's getting into a second Robo. It looks like he's getting ready for either double Immortal production or maybe getting into Disruptors.
Yeah, double Immortal production would be very interesting. This is something that Hero does lean towards. It's a bit different to the other Protosses. I think other Protosses prefer Disruptors, prefer Colossus in some of these situations, but Hero has always liked Immortals. I know when he was first trying out this style, he was quite often going 3 Robo Immortal against Hive Tech.
Yeah, it was crazy. You'd have like Ultra show up, and then we have a massive amount of Immortals to just A-move and just shut them down. So Hero kind of going back to what he once did. Love Zealot Runby is going to get shut down. Only 3 workers go down to the Archons, but at least the Archons are still alive. Ooh, Shin, it throws down a Spire. I believe it's at the natural so far, unscouted.
Yeah, so far all of these attacks have been quite nicely dealt with by Ragnarok, but we do have both players pretty close on the drone count, and yeah, it looks like we do have a scout going down on the Spire. So far, not going to be any big reaction. I think we're just going to be looking for probably cannons and batteries in the mineral lines and just defending with Archons.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we have Stalkers on the way as well. I'm sure maybe here he's hoping that Ragnarok banks up resources, invests heavily into those mutas, and then Hero goes for an attack. And the mutas, they would be useless in the defense as well against so many Archons. So we'll see how heavily Ragnarok does commit to this.
Yeah, good point. Looks like the Observer has been pulled back, so not really sure if Ragnarok's aware that he's been scouted. And yeah, like you were saying, it looks like Hero is going to be trying to go for an attack as those resources are being banked up for mutas.
Yeah, exactly. And here we go. Does Ragnarok bank them up? No, there we go. He spends everything on Roaches and Ravagers. That means he won't have enough for mutas, but at least he will look to survive against this attack.
Yeah, he might even have cancelled the Spire, I'm not sure, but either way, we do have a lot of Ravagers being morphed in. He does know the seriousness of this attack. Looks like that Spire did finish up, in fact, but the little Adept attack here, not going to get too much done. The Immortals, they are doing some serious damage.
Yeah, the Blink Stalkers dive on top of the Roaches and Ravagers, and this army towards the goal base is looking quite vulnerable. It is going to be going down, but we'd have a secondary force coming in from behind. We're trying to set up a surround, but does Ragnarok have enough?
Yeah, beautiful control from Hero, using those Archons just to push away the Roaches, keep his Immortals safe, and 4 Immortals now, that is just way too much DPS. This is going to be it for Ragnarok. The attack of Hero just too strong and too well timed.
Yeah, crazy Hero. He didn't even punish the gold base. He couldn't punish the gold, but it still was not enough. GG gets called, and Hero will take the 2-0 over SHIN.
GG. So Hero going to be taking the first 2-0, and that's a really nice start for DKZ. So they are going to be looking to make a serious run for probably the title this time around.
Oh, definitely. I mean, hey, they've got so many championships under their belts. They were denied that in the previous season, but now they want their revenge. And this is a really good start for DKZ because SHIN Ragnarok, he is the ace player of Mystery Gaming. He was their best shot to really get the ball rolling here, and for him to fall to Hero doesn't bode well for the rest of his team.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ragnarok definitely the leader, I would say, of this team, but we still have Bunny in the wings. Bunny's been, I'd say his form's been a little bit shaky lately. We've seen him fall to some players that we usually wouldn't really expect to see him fall to, and that might be a product of him just playing a little bit less in general, but we do still see the flashes of the Bunny of old, and I'm sure Mystery are going to be hoping that we get the Bunny of old tonight, and he takes the 2-0 over Jieshi.
Yeah, I think we all want to see Bunny flash us, definitely, and we'll see if he does pull that off. As Bunny, he is, as you're mentioning, a really strong player. He was doing well in the last season of GSL, if I'm not mistaken. I think he had a decent run, but as you mentioned, he just hasn't really been active too much. That's the case for a lot of these Korean players, not just Bunny, but Kwangdong Creeks is another big example of that as well, where they have a bunch of otherwise players that had their heyday back in the day. They invested a lot of their lives into StarCraft, but nowadays, you know, it's they focus on other commitments instead. Regardless, it's great to see Bunny again, and I wonder how he's going to perform against Jieshi, because Jieshi, he's no slouch.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, just generally speaking, we've seen after the win of Oliveira, a lot of the Chinese players specifically have really picked up their game, and it seems like a lot of them have been inspired by Oliveira to just practice harder and harder, and we've seen some very impressive performances.
Exactly. So even though on paper, especially historically, we will say that Bunny is the clear favorite, Jieshi is not going to go down without a fight. So yeah, even though Mr. Gaming have a good chance to bring things back and bring back the series, we'll see if they can pull it off, as we are going to be getting ready for our next best of 2 for our next TVP.
All right. How much of the new patch have you played? I think you just played one ladder session, right?
Yeah, I played the day it popped. Yeah, the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the thing that I like the most is the new maps. It's so refreshing just to like be introduced to so much, and I haven't vetoed anything yet, but I will.
Yeah.
I very clearly know what I do want to veto, but at the same time, like, it's just it feels so good. Like even if there wasn't a patch, even if it was just a new map pool, like it's so refreshing to play on.
Yeah, I really liked the new maps when I played customs on them. It just felt I don't know. It felt like we're going back to normal maps. I don't know what it was about the last map pool, but it just didn't really feel like StarCraft maps normally feel. And then these ones do again. I can't put my finger on why, but I really like the maps as well.
Yeah, definitely. Oh boy, and it looks like the players are getting ready. We are just getting an eye on the ELO here of both Bunny and Jieshi, both in the 600s, which is a good thing. Yeah.
So Jieshi's been doing pretty well ever since his system came out. So, yeah, apparently going to be a pretty close game, and we are going to be, like you were saying, starting off on Grassland. So we do have the old maps as the chosen map ones, but we can get any map for the map too.
Exactly. Any map out there, one of the 9 new maps or one of the older maps as well. It will depend on how much Jieshi has been practicing on that new pool. But here we go in the top left-hand corner for Mystery Gaming. It is Bunny.
And in the bottom right-hand corner for DKZ, this is Jieshi. You gotta knock at the door. You can't just barge on in like that.
You gotta warm up to it, right? You gotta ease yourself in. You gotta set the mood. Light some candles, put on some music as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, put on some samba.
Oh my god.
That always does it for me.
Yeah, it helps. Oh my god, we're learning something about you, Asher. Oh my god, it's good to kind of set the pace.
Yeah.
So kidding. I was gonna say some Bob Marley, some smooth jazz kind of coming in as well, but okay, yeah, we like it upbeat.
Yeah, no, it's a party. Bring everyone. Get them all in there.
Oh god. We love you, WTL Observer. We love you. Did you see?
Gentle.
Sometimes. As Jesse's just gonna be a little bit paranoid, just gonna be scouting around the edges of his bases. I don't blame him. Bunny, he's not afraid to be a little bit cheesy at times. Not afraid to proxy.
Yeah, Bunny has used a lot in his time the just proxy racks, making 1 or 2 Reapers and then going into a standard build from there. It's something I think he actually popularized it quite a bit versus Zest. Probably a year or so ago now. So yeah, Jieshi just being aware of that, going to be looking around for that racks, doesn't see anything, and apart from that, just going for a very standard build.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing too crazy. We do have a Rex Expand coming out from Bunny. Likewise, Jieshi not doing anything too fancy either as we get into Gressvan. I'll be honest, it's only been 2 days, but even looking at Gressvan, I'm like, what is this old map? It's
no, I actually feel that way
to
too. Yeah. And I haven't really seen the new maps that much.
Yeah, it's we are fickle creatures, which it's like that meme. The meme where we just see a new girl and we just all turn and look, it's just we've already forgotten what this map's name is. It's over.
Oh yeah, no, Hecate in the red dress. Definitely.
There you go. As it is gonna be a Twilight Council opener from our Protoss.
Yeah, Jieshi, I feel like most of the time I see him going for 2-gate blink. Yeah, I can't say I've actually seen him play Stargate that much, but he does play just a pretty safe stand-in style, and it works quite well for him. Meanwhile, we do see Bunny opening up, is going to be getting a Hellion just for some scouting as well, but is probably going to lead into a mine drop from here.
Yeah, exactly. As the starport is on the way, Reaper just big chilling in the main base as well. So far undisturbed, so he's going to be able to go in for another scout. Meanwhile, the wall does go down and the Adept gets in.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a misclick there. Bunny, it does open the door up before Jieshi let him on through, so very hospitable, but not so good for business.
You knock at the door and he lets you in, Don't be afraid to knock.
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah.
Jieshi was showing us how it's done.
As again, Bunny, he did keep that Reaper alive. Now he goes in for a rescout, just confirming the gateways, confirming the, of course, production on that upgrade as well. He's even going to be able to get a probe.
Yeah, full scout, probe goes down as well. Looks like Jieshi is going to try to cut this Reaper off, but should be able to get out of there. Yep, just gets out of there. Behind this, does get the extra follow-up scout with the Hellion, so just checking out the gases at the natural.
Yeah, checking the gases, confirming the gateway count, did get eyes on the third base. So as you mentioned, and now as Bunny knows, it is a 2-gate blink into a third base. So very standard, very economic, very refreshing to me. I'll be honest, over the past like week of casting, I have not seen this. Like, maybe it's just because I've been casting a lot of like hero and max stacks, but I've been seeing like a lot of 4-gate blink, a lot of like Stargate Phoenix play. Like, I'm happy to see that people still do this. I'm glad.
Yeah, but either way, Bunny actually going to be going for the Raven with the Raven upgrade. This is something that I wasn't really expecting to be seeing too much, and I think it's possibly going to be seeing a double Raven build from here. It'll be yeah, interesting to see what he wants to do with this.
Yes, he's investing quite a lot into those Ravens. Meanwhile, the mine drop does come in. So far, only one probe goes down, and ooh, it looks like 2 get taken out towards the end there. A decent mine shot towards the end. We get a full scout, and the Reaper Hellion comes back in.
Yeah, Reaper Hellion is going to run on in. Even more probes going down. So Bunny getting some very solid damage here in the early game. And yeah, okay, it looks like he is just going to be going for this completely standard build, but just with a bit more of a delay on the medevacs.
Exactly, as he is setting up for that swap, and I believe he only made 1 Raven in the end. Also, do you know what exactly the details of that upgrade is as well? I've been seeing it a couple of times over the past couple of days, but
yeah, so that's interference matrix. Yeah, so you have to. The thing that makes it interesting is a Raven takes, I think it's 34 or 37 seconds. And the upgrade takes 57 seconds. So you're either delaying the switch to the medevacs or making a second starport unit most of the time.
Okay, interesting choice here. So yeah, investing quite heavily into that Raven. Again, only 1 of them, but we'll see if it does come into play, as he will now have the interference matrix available, at the same time going for another mine drop as a follow-up.
Yeah, second mine drop is going to be heading on out. We do finally get those medevacs started up. So, yeah, generally speaking, if you do just want to go for this exact same build, it is going to be delaying the first push by, I don't know, like 15, 20 seconds or something like that. Be interesting to see how much of a difference that makes.
Yeah, we'll see what Bunny can get done. We'll see if Jieshi is ready for it. He does have an observer in position. He did see the move out, so he should be preparing at that third base. I think we do have a shield battery ready at least, an overcharge as well. And here we go. The army is going to be meeting that of Bunny.
A lot of stalkers being made here, and while the distraction is going on, Bunny runs in with the mine drop. Jieshi doesn't see it at all, and there are massive connections. 11 probes going down.
Oh my god, 11 workers go down, almost the entire mineral line, and Bunny backs off. He doesn't have to commit to a fight. He doesn't have to force the issue. He is content with the damage that he has done.
Yeah, Bunny really able to take his time now. I love the way that he's setting this up. He will take out this observer in the middle of the map as well, and he can just start rotating around, taking damage as it is presented to him. But because of that early damage that Jieshi took as well, he is really struggling to get up enough supply, and he might just be run over here.
Yeah, exactly. It may just be too much forces to throw down. Oh my god, some decent forces slicing up that army, but the auto targets are thrown down, and we just drop mines on top of the army.
Yeah, combat mine drop runs on in. Very cute stuff. Jieshi is going to be taking those down, but he loses his shield battery overcharge. He just does not really have enough supply to defend the probes at this third base.
I mean, there are just so many mines. The minefield is insane, just buying so much time, allowing this bio army to push on forward into the third base, taking down these warped in zealots, and it looks like there's just too much. At the same time, though, we have a lot of SCVs going down. Looks like a zealot counterattack is wreaking havoc across the map.
Yeah, big zealot run by, not quite being dealt with by a Bunny, but with this base going down, I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. GG is called. Bunny takes game 1.
GG, well played. As you were saying, you know, Bunny, he may have lost 30 plus SCVs, but he didn't need them. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was.
Didn't even look.
That was the smoothest, like, turning off aircon I've ever seen. It was so, like, nonchalant. Oh my god. Papi.
Yeah, that's how he turns the mood lights on as well.
That's kind of what it looked like, you know? He's just in the zone, you know? He just gets it done. That was great.
Like, Jieshi, sit back, relax. I'm gonna take care of it from here, okay? We're gonna put on the cumbia. We're gonna have a little dance, you know?
Let's go, Papi. Let's go. But a really strong showing here from Bunny, and it is going to be Jieshi's map of choice. And unfortunately, no new map as he's going for a bit of an older one. Again, the maps, they aren't live on the Korean server, they aren't live on the European server, so don't know if he has too much experience with it. Instead, going for something tried and true, Royal Blood.
Yeah, okay, Royal Blood. So going to be going for a bit of a shorter map. I'm kind of surprised to see him doing that. I felt like this is quite a good map for Terran, but he might have something specific in store. Maybe something a little bit cheeky to do with the gold base.
Yeah, I'm really curious, right? Because along those same lines, I'm of the same idea, right? Where Jieshi, he usually opens up standard, right? 2-gate blink into a third base. I would expect a larger map to benefit him. So to go for something like Royal Blood does kind of break the mold or break kind of our perception of Jieshi. We have been seeing a lot of gold bases here in PvT. That is something that we have been seeing from players like Hero, Classic, Australia, all these top tier Protoss players. Is our Protoss willing to do that? As in the top right hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran, Bun.
And in the bottom left hand corner of the map, it is Jieshi.
Here we go. Asher, are you gonna come back to play on the new map, Slappy, or
No.
oh
Hell no. Not a chance.
Okay.
I haven't actually been even tempted to play again, to be honest. I don't know.
Fair enough, Slappy. Fair enough. What have you been up to? What have you been up to? Still playing Baldur's Gate? Yeah, you finishing up Baldur's Gate?
No, I haven't played that much Baldur's Gate. I've been watching some movies, watching some TV shows, playing a bit of Slay the Spire, just like some more chill, casual games.
Yeah.
I might play Doom Eternal. Kind of want to play that.
Oh, let's. You,
Keep hearing that's really good.
yeah, you're gonna be the man with gun.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The guy, the Doom guy.
Let's go. Yeah, I've heard really good things as well. I would love to dive into Doom Eternal. Speaking of diving in, we do see Bunny able to avoid the probe with that SCV. We do have an eBay block coming in as we do get it. Massive shout out to the sponsors, Doyu Taido, and we are no longer sponsored by Rio de Janeiro or Hypergriff, but we are full of order.
Yeah, so good to see another sponsor jumping on board for World Team League. But yeah, kicking things straight off, we have Jieshi going to be opting to go for the other Nexus over here, and that does mean that Bunny can maybe look to go for an aggressive build, like a Hellion drop or something like that, to try to abuse it.
Yeah, exactly. Again, it was a bit of a late scout on the natural, so Jieshi could not disrupt, he could not deny the eBay block, forced to take the unnatural natural, and there it is. A bunker is thrown down, and Bunny looking to keep the pressure on, but this time Jieshi will scout, and he will see the bunker on the way.
Yeah, really great probe movement by Jieshi to pick up on that. That could have been quite annoying to deal with.
Yeah, exactly. As Reaper's making his way across the map, can Bunny finish this with some RNG? It looks like, oh, he takes a lot of hits, and that is a kill on the SCV. That's a cancel on the bunker. The Reaper shows up just 1 second too late.
Yeah, Reaper runs back in, gets revenge, and behind this we do see Jieshi just going for the Twilight again. So often when players do have to take this other Nexus, they do go for Phoenix just to help deal with the split pressure that can go down, but looks like Jieshi's not too worried about that.
Yeah, bold move here from Jieshi. Is confident in his control and his movement and his positioning as he's going for Blink Stalkers once again. Now, is it going to be another 2-gate opener into a third base? And speaking of third, that probe is moving out. Will we be taking the gold?
Yeah, the probe is definitely sharking around the gold. Could be something going on there. We do see a DT shrine does go down as well, so let's see some cheekiness coming out from Jieshi. I think it's a pretty good bet as well. I would be surprised to see another Raven build coming out from Bunny.
Okay, here we go. So we were suspicious as to why Jieshi would go to Royal Blood, and of course, there was reasons for those suspicions, and again, we'll see what Jieshi is able to accomplish with this. Reaper tries to go into the main base, tries to knock himself into the main, but is unable to, and is not able to scout.
Yeah, not quite, as we do see a couple extra gateways going down. It's going to be going up to 3 gates here. And okay, Bunny actually is going to be swapping onto the Tech Lab again, so it looks like he's pretty content to just keep playing Raven builds. I wouldn't blame Jieshi for assuming that it might not be happening as much, but it seems like Bunny just wants to stick to what he knows.
Yeah, and with this add-on swap, a Raven should be on the horizon. It really will have detection. DTs are going to have a harder time finding damage here for Jieshi as he throws down 2 additional gateways and is going towards Blink.
Yeah, okay, so pretty normal looking transition here. Notably, it doesn't have a robo, so he's just going to be walking those DTs in, but yeah, I just don't see this getting too much done at all.
Yeah, exactly. By the time the DT warps in, by the time it waddles into the natural, we're going to have a Raven. And because we don't have a War Prism, we don't have the flexibility to drop these DTs straight into the main either. So we'll see if maybe the stars align and Bunny is maybe out of position with his Raven, and maybe it takes him a little bit too long to recognize what's happening. But that is still unlikely to occur as the DT waddles straight into the main, straight into that Raven as well. Oh.
Yeah, DT spotted very quickly. He's going to be taking down a couple of these SCVs. One that does actually pull these units out of position, so we're going to be seeing a few more SCVs going down. Bunny really didn't need to take this much damage here.
Yeah, 7, 8 SCVs for one DT, bearing in mind the other 2 escape. Never mind, oh, they just barely, one of them does get taken out. So actually, yeah, so 8 SCVs for 3 DTs, not the worst trade for Jieshi.
Yeah, not too bad. The scary bit is going to be the next few minutes here where he has so few units. I do think that if Bunny did want to go for something like an SCV pool, that could be very dangerous here.
Yeah, there's no splash damage, right? No Colossi, no Disruptors, no Archons either. Robotics Bay is now thrown down, and Bunny is pushing out across the map. He did, I believe, get the Interference Matrix upgrade, so he now has that available for his Raven. And we'll see if he does move out or if it goes for some harass instead. He's taking it slow.
Yeah, it looks like the Raven's just maybe looking for some observers, probably going for a little bit of turret harass as well. But I like the way that Jieshi's setting up here. He is going to be making sure that his stalkers are out on the map, putting on a little bit of pressure. I mean, if they could catch the Raven out here, that would be fantastic for him.
Yeah, exactly. As they're making their way towards that pylon, going to try and keep it alive, sneaking up on said Raven, but Bunny does notice ahead of time. He is going to be able to pull back. No, the Raven does get focused down.
Yeah, the Raven does not go down, and these Marines were not meant to trade this well with the Stalkers. 2 Stalkers going down here. This move really backfired for Jieshi.
Yeah, it really did. The Raven survives. Stalkers go down. The pylon will fall as well, and Bunny having a good couple of moments here, and soon he's going to look even better as Stim, Combat Shield, and +1 are on the way.
Yeah, it looks like maybe he doesn't know about this Observer here, so Jieshi's at least going to know when he moves out. But at the same time, we are desperately trying to get out Colossus here for Jieshi. Looks like he hasn't got enough money even to make the Thermal Lance just yet. It does get started up now, but I mean, we have the Raven with the Disable, so it's going to be crucial for him that he tries to find a way to deal with that.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like the DTs are actually sharking around, so it's as the observers, both of them actually are being caught out. A little bit rough, rough loss for Jieshi. But there is a DT, and it could potentially slip in as Bunny moves out. So there's potential for damage for Jieshi, but outside of that, it's like he's gonna need a miracle to defend here. He will have 1 Colossus, but it will be a vanilla Colossus.
Yeah. There's no nice way to dress this up. This is not looking good at all. Jieshi in huge trouble here. Just doesn't really have the supply to deal with this army. And here we go. The Raven is sharking in. Does get the Interference Matrix as well. So Bunny going to be trying to jump into a nice position here.
Yeah, the tank is going to be sieging with the Stalkers doubling on top of it. The tank does go down instantly, but for the cost of a lot of Stalkers as well. But at least the Colossus does survive. The Matrix runs out, and now we have a second Colossus.
Yeah, Sakhalos comes in. We do have a massive mine shot going down. There is so little here to defend at the Colossus. If Bunny can wedge himself in between these bases, he could be getting a lot of probe damage.
He wants it, Bobby. He wants it. He dives on into the main base, and it looks like he will not get the Colossus as the reinforcements arrive just in time. And Bunny, he hasn't been able to trade too much here. He does take down the shield battery, but he is going to get forced back.
Yeah, pushback once again. Doesn't take out the Colossus, loses the energy on his Ravens. So Jieshi making a bit of a miracle hold here is going to be able to push him back. But at the same time, Bunny just keeps on climbing in supply. So I still think he's got a pretty good game here.
Yeah, we have a third CC now thrown down for Bunny. As you were mentioning earlier, there just isn't a lot to protect these Colossus, and the Ravens survived. So it's slowly gathering up more energy, and we can see Bunny just trying to shark around, look for another angle of attack, maybe to try to catch this army out of position once again.
Yeah, that's right. So Jieshi not really going to be able to look to get a fourth for a little bit here, as he does catch the army out on the map, does see that moving around, and behind this we have Bunny going into Vikings, going into his Ghost Academy as well, so he is going to be playing for a bit of a Ghost Viking timing later on.
There we go. So we're just working towards the mid game here for our two players. Jieshi has survived. Fourth base has been thrown down, and again, this is why we put respect to the name of Jieshi. This is why you were bringing up Oliveira and how a lot of these Chinese players have been improving over time. Jieshi, he is holding on. I don't think we would say that he's like in a commanding position by any means, but he is keeping up here with Bunny. DT waddles in, and hey, he's getting some SCVs.
Yeah, really nice timing. This is pretty annoying for Bunny to have to deal with when he's just moved out here, and it is actually going to be bringing him home. He doesn't really want to have to deal with a crazy situation like this while he's trying to make his push work.
Exactly. We do end up scanning. A couple more SCVs go down, 2 in total. And it does buy some time for Jieshi to muster up his army. He's up to 3 Colossi. He's moving out at the same time. We could even see a weird base trade depending on when these armies do hit.
Yeah, this is a really unfortunate timing for Bunny because the army of Jieshi is going to be hitting much before his does. He opts to turn back. Interesting decision here. I think this could be very risky. He needs to get back in time to defend that orbital.
Yeah, and can he defend it? The Colossus are raiding down. They're actually pushing towards that towards that natural base. The Vikings are going ham.
Ooh. Giant anti-armor missile does go down. It looks like the Stalkers and the Archons are going to be able to get onto the Vikings, but not before every single Colossus goes down. That was an amazing fight for Bunny.
Yeah, every single Colossus goes down. He may have lost 12 SCVs, but he annihilates the main army. That was not the fight to take for Jieshi. Clearly turning around did work out well for Bunny as he's going to be securing his position, chasing down what is left of the army of Jieshi.
Yeah, Bunny in an absolutely commanding position. Takes down 4 more Stalkers on the way through. Looks like we have some desperation DTs coming out from Jieshi. Does manage to save a few more of those Stalkers, and we'll be going for a Zealot run by into the main as well, just to try to buy himself some time, but I just don't know if he can find his way back into this game.
Yeah, exactly. As the Zealot run by Zealot drop is here in the main base, is going to be forcing back some of these reinforcements. Bunny's entire army does turn back around, but the Prism goes down.
Yeah, beautifully done there. It looks like that War Prism was clipped by something at some stage, and the mine was able to finish it off here. So Bunny is going to be able to clean up this Zealot run by. That would have been extremely annoying, but as a result, he's able to stay out on the map.
Yeah, exactly. He's able to maintain his position. He's going to be heading towards either the 4th base or in between these bases. There is 1 Colossus to defend. There are shield batteries. There's an overcharge at some of these bases as well, but Bunny has an overwhelming army supply.
Yeah, he does, and he's still being really patient. I really like the way that Bunny's doing this. He doesn't want to throw this game away, taking a fight before he's ready, so he is really just sharking around and making sure that the time is right before he commits.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he's setting the mood, setting the pace. He wants everything to be perfect for this moment, for the climax of this game, and here we go. He waits for his reinforcements. Once again, a minefield is going to be set up.
Yeah, the mines are here. Shield battery overcharge going off just a little bit early here. We do have an attempt at dragging the mine. Actually takes down a Viking, funnily enough. And looks like with the extra time that Jieshi's bought for himself, Bunny might want to back off for a moment to try to get a few more Vikings out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, reinforcements are on the way. Jieshi taking a 5th base as we speak, but the mines are cutting off the army from the 4th.
Yeah, the mines are absolutely brutal. So are the EMPs going down on those Archons, but it looks like there might be enough Zealots here. We do have plenty of medevacs to keep the bio alive, as long as they can stay away from the Colossus, and the Colossus inexplicably distracted by the mines right now.
Yeah, exactly. The Observer comes in at the wrong time, distracting the Colossus. In the end, the entire army does crumble. The Colossus barely have anything protecting them, but at the same time, there's not that much bio on the ground, as that 4th base is under threat. Bunny, he wants it, but Jieshi does save it.
Yeah, Jieshi saves that, but doesn't quite save his units. He does have a 5th on the way, so, I mean, Bunny does need to make sure that he's keeping the pressure on here.
Yeah, he really does, as the minefield was reset. A couple more ghosts are trickling on in as well. Decent EMP. Archon goes down instantly, and can he break through this defensive line? No, he cannot. The Zealots come in from behind.
Yeah, the Zealots are holding on. We do have those shield batteries kicking in pretty soon as well. So despite those Colossus being pretty low in HP, if they do have a shield battery to fall back on, they should be okay.
Yeah, exactly. And the shield battery does stand strong, does maintain that position. 5th base is now under threat, but Jieshi is also going to be pushing on 40. Takes down some of these mines, and again, do we have enough good EMPs?
Yeah, base goes down. EMPs are good. One of those Colossus does go down. It looks like there might be just enough, but we do have some flanking units coming on through. The Colossus finally goes down. And with that Colossus going down, I think that might be the hopes of Jieshi as well, but he is managing to hold on, if only just.
Yeah, hey, you know, when one falls, another takes its place. Another Colossus comes out just in time. The fourth base is holding. Meanwhile, Bunny lifts up his main and is taking it as a fifth base instead to try to maintain, or sorry, a fourth base instead to try to maintain his economy. Bunny has been trying to kill Jieshi for the past couple of minutes, and Jieshi refuses to die.
Yeah, I mean, Bunny floating over that main really shows that he wants to be committing all of his resources here into unit production. He really wants to get the kill on Jieshi before he can get that fifth up and running, and I do believe he's on a timer now.
Yeah, exactly. The timer has started, and can Bunny kill Jieshi in time? Again, he still has a lead. He still has some momentum going his way, but Jieshi slowly is stabilizing, right? He's got that fifth base back in production. DT's once again forced Bunny to turn around.
I will say that mine over here, next to all the red health SCVs, is stressing me out quite a bit. But it looks like we did get a quick SCV pull coming out from Bunny.
Yeah, those mines, just sometimes they do work for the Protoss, and oh my god, good target firing there from Jieshi, picking up a couple of extra of those SCVs.
Yeah, really good targeting with those Zealots there, so definitely a very cost-effective trade there for him. Bunny now finally going to be going for the split push here. I think this has been something that's been open to him for a while now, just because he has so many medevacs, and he is going to be looking to put that pressure on now.
Yeah, we'll see if Jieshi can keep up, because the supplies are looking pretty similar here. Mine shots are going to be going off. The army on the right-hand side has been revealed, and Jieshi is responding. He is rotating over towards it. And this may just catch Jieshi off guard, because Bunny hasn't been going for split pushes. He's been going for these one big major engagements, and Jieshi, is he going to be able to keep up?
Yeah, looks like Jieshi should be able to push across, push away the army on this side, but is his main open? Is his third open? Looks like his third is very open right now.
Yeah, exactly, as we're going to be going on forward. We do scan ahead of time. A DT goes down. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, Jieshi is gaining ground, but he's just being dragged further and further out of position. He may have to recall here to save his base, as there is no energy.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a good idea there for Jieshi to chase that army back quite as far. I think halfway across the map might have been enough, and yeah, he's woefully out of position now.
Yeah, exactly. And the base goes down, and Bunny, he's finally just pulling his opponent apart left and right. The fifth base does get up and running, and Jieshi can transfer his workers over. That's exactly what he does. And now he's pushing on the right-hand side with his own army. That's a lot of Zealots available here for Jieshi.
Yeah, big attack coming in from Jieshi, and I think this is his moment before the Liberators really start to kick in. And while there's no Vikings, there is definitely a window here, but oh, there is still so much bio here for Bunny, and it looks like he's bought enough time to bring back the other half of his army.
Yeah, the boys were pulled for a moment. The Liberators just swiping away at this wall. The Liberation Zones have arrived. The freedom is here, and Jieshi cannot push in.
Yeah, we do have that Texan freedom that you do love so much. As we do have a bit of harass coming down at the fifth here. Zealot's getting on top of those units, but everything is getting absolutely shredded. Bunny just standing his ground.
Oh my god, he's just shaking these lasers to the face. It looks like there's just too much Terran, too much Bunny as he annihilates the army. GG gets called, and Bunny will take the series 2-0.
A new patch, same broken Terran.
True. Man, you face off against a charged up Colossus Archon army. You don't need a split, you don't need a kite, you just stand and deliver, and you just melt the Protoss. Oh my god.
And a bang. As we do have Bunny tying things up for Mystery Gaming. They are definitely going to be looking for him to get the 2-0 over Jieshi now. And now the impossible task for Strange is on to take a game, or maybe two, off Dark.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's quite back and forth here again. Bunny looking strong, Hero as well. As you mentioned, Strange is coming in as the underdog. Now, he can bring something different to the table. He can play a little bit strangely at times, but he's still up against the best Zerg player in South Korea, and Dark is coming in as the heavy favorite. I'm sure his ELO is going to reflect that.
Yeah, I mean, there is a possibility for Strange to get something done here. He does have some really weird kind of offbeat early timings, like 2 1.5 base all-ins, where he's hitting super early with Immortals, maybe some sentries, maybe a few gateway units. I've seen him do that a few times, and it does look like it hits at a really awkward time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but,
yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I mean, Dark is usually so aggressive so early. I feel like he's not quite as vulnerable to that sort of thing as other people are.
Exactly. It's one of those things where Dark, he likes to be in the driver's seat. He likes to be the one in control. Like, it can be really difficult to kind of vie for that in this matchup against Dark specifically. So I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to see what Strange brings to the table. He has had some time to prepare specifically for Dark, and I want to believe that Strange has something unique and special and, you know, custom built for Dark here in this next series.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. I'm also keen to see if Dark is going to play around with the new infestors. I think he's a player that was using infestors a bit more than everyone else. It's kind of his unit. And now you can get, what is it? You get fungal as soon as they spawn, right? You don't need to get the upgrade anymore.
Yeah, no upgrade.
Is there no upgrade at all?
No upgrade at all.
It?
You just have it.
Yeah. Kadarian amulet? The High Templar thing. You know when High Templars came out with Storm and it was broken?
Yeah. Broken.
It's happening all over again.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I did manage to cast Dark earlier today in KSL, in the Korean StarCraft League, and I was thoroughly disappointed because we didn't see any infestors from Dark. And he struggled as a result. He struggled against Gumiho, if I recall correctly, in his EVT. As Dark was playing a Roach heavy style, but I agree. I expect the meta to shift in that direction. That is a big change to the Infestor, and I do think we should be seeing more of them mixed in far earlier on than we're used to. And I think there's a little potential with earlier Infestors.
Yeah, I'm hoping that maybe he was just saving it for World Team League. But yeah, I'm expecting to see a bit of Roach play as well. And I mean, the other thing as well is these players might not have done anything too experimental and crazy on the patch so far, and I don't know if World Team League is necessarily going to be the place to do that either.
Exactly. Like, again, this patch isn't even live in Korea. Like, it's still very new here, and I don't really know how much these players were really preparing and competing in the Wardy tournaments as well. So it is still very fresh, and players are still exploring. You know, they're just kind of looking at different avenues and just kind of testing the waters here in this new patch. So I expect over the course of the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, for the game to change quite a bit, at least in some of these matchups.
Yeah, for sure. I want to know now, what's auto full?
What do you think it is? What does it sound like?
I mean, it sounds like car oil.
Yeah, I said the same thing. It sounds like a gasoline company, right? Like, I just think of like Autobahn or something, you know, like it's like super cheap auto, you know.
No, it looks and sounds like oil.
Yeah, I think initially because there is like a lightning bolt there. Where like, is it like electric cars? Is it like an electric car company or something? And I want to believe in the dream because Kuro did some research. She looked into it, and apparently they're just a gaming chair company, gaming chair company.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that would make sense why there's no more. Is it TGI that did the?
Oh yeah, TGI Fridays. Yeah. Thank God it's Friday in a chair.
True. I think I need to get a new chair. I got like a really cheap chair, and I was never intending to keep it for that long.
Oh, mate.
Have.
You got to invest in the chair, Papi. You know, it's where you live.
It is. I didn't want that, but it is. I mean, I got one for I think it's like $100 from PC Case Gear. They have some really cheap ones, but my cat's slowly been tearing up the seat, so it's not got too much longer to go.
True. That's something else you have to be careful of, right? Because if you get like a really good high quality chair and then Rufus just has his way with it, you know, like it may not be the wisest of choices.
Yeah. No, the chair belongs to him. I mean, if anything, I should be letting him choose the chair.
True. You should set that up. You should have like a bunch of bowls with like different food and have like a chair associated with each bowl, and you'll see which one he goes to.
Why the different bowls?
Or like, I guess to like, I mean, how else are you gonna? How's he gonna pick?
Oh, okay, yeah. I see.
I was like, what do you mean?
I was like, why am I buying so many chairs? But no, it's before I buy. I'm taking him to the online store.
The first one
down.
Yeah. As we're getting into this, and Dark, his ELO looking a little bit strong here. 720p. Let's go. The high definition Dark.
Yep. Dark with a bit more of an impressive elo than we've seen for the rest of tonight. Makes a lot of sense. First game is going to be on Neo Humanity, which I do think could favor Strange's sort of gameplay. I mean, if we're going to be seeing him go for a proxy starport or proxy robo or something crazy like that, I reckon this might be a good map for it.
Yeah, we have seen some very aggressive play here on Neo Humanity, and it has a relatively short rush distance by ground, especially when you knock down those rocks. Likewise, I feel like we have to say the same thing about Dark. We have seen many a Roach Queen all-in on Neo Humanity from our Zerg player.
And there's that Protoss player in the bottom right. It's strange.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player for DKZ. It is Dark. Oh, with his #1 fan.
What's that?
He has a fan in the background.
Oh, that's terrible. That's a yucky joke.
It is. Wait, am I crazy? Is this the door?
The door's open. Yeah. It's not real though. He's got the whole, you know, the Monsters Inc. thing where, like, depending on what door you have there, it's different on the inside. So that's not the real room. That's just for show.
I mean, does it change depending on what he hangs on the door? Is that how you enter the different rooms? Yeah.
He switches out his door. He's gonna have a black leather door there tomorrow.
Take me in, Buffy. Take me in. Oh my god. I was gonna say that it's looking like dark and ominous, and you can't really see what's in there. It's like it's his way down to the basement. You know, it's the way in.
Like, there's a table there with some stuff on it. Kind of looks like there might be some more wards on it, but I don't know why they're in the dark.
Yeah, he likes it in the dark.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's how he lures you in. You're like, what is that? What's in there? You step in, and the door closes behind you. Oh god.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's only one way to find out.
Yeah. I mean, we have to explore it. We have to. There's no other way.
I'll volunteer.
As we're getting into this, and so far a hatch gas pool opener here from our Zerg player. Likewise, a standard opener from Strange, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Nothing too crazy yet in the early game.
Yeah, nothing yet. We see Walker get started up as well, so maybe gonna be doing something a little bit different. Yeah, okay. Twilight gonna be thrown down, so it looks like he doesn't really want to play a longer game with Dark here.
Yeah, I don't blame him. As you mentioned, because Warp Gate was not delayed, it is going to be a Twilight Council opener here from Strange. Now, we could see Glaive Adepts. We could see a DT opener as well. I wouldn't be opposed to Glaives, but if it is Glaives, we'll see how committed he is to it. We'll see how heavily he commits to his gas.
Yeah, definitely. Same time here, Dark going to be taking the front base, so we'll have access to that rich gas. Can be a nice base to springboard some roach attacks off of as well. But yeah, I don't know if we're going to be getting there necessarily, as it is going to be a DT opener. Pretty interesting. I don't see this much apart from on altitude.
Yeah, DT openers, they are a little bit off meta and very offbeat nowadays, but that's why he's Strange. You know, he's willing to think outside the box at times, so the Dark Shrine is on the way. Additional gateways as well. No Robo, bear that in mind. But this is Neo Humanity, so I guess it makes sense that you can waddle them across the map as well. Dark working on those rocks, though, looking to slow down his opponent if he were to be aggressive.
Yeah, Strange is playing on brand, which is very important, and you've always got to stick to your branding. But we do have a very early Roach one going down for Dark, going down about 340, so looks like he's either got something of his own planned or he knows what's happening here, but either way, it's not good for Strange.
Yeah, very fast Roach one. As you were saying earlier, because of the center hatchery that is taken, I expect the gas to be prioritized. I expect Dark to set up towards his own all-in. Third base is being taken behind this from Strange. Very fast third here behind that Dark Shrine. We'll see if damage can be done, though, because I don't believe we have much detection available for Dark.
Yeah, really well timed at third. And okay, DT Blink behind this.
Oh my.
I've not really seen this before, but honestly, if you're going to bring it to Dark, sometimes you do just have to do something a little bit different.
Yeah, this is very offbeat. There we go. Spores are being thrown down, but the DTs are waddling across the map. They have been warped in, and we'll see if they can hit first here. I believe there's only one spore available for Dark at that third. I think the natural and the main base are a little bit more exposed, as again, Dark is focusing on his own push. Lair does begin, though.
Yeah, a couple of spores, and yeah, the lair is a little bit on the later side. Looks like Strange going to be pulling up these DTs, and with Blink, it looks like, yeah, I reckon he's going to be going for an attack where he just blinks on top of a spore, takes it out straight away, and then maybe tries to kill a third. I'm not sure if he's going to get to do that, though, because it looks like Dark's the one that's attacking.
Yeah, but without an Overseer, can these DTs defend? Like, they could be able to deal with this army, but here we go. Dark is laying siege on this third base. The DTs, they ignore the army. They're going straight for a counterattack instead.
Yeah, third's going to be going down. These DTs will eventually clean this up, but Dark's going to be able to get a lot of damage before that happens.
Yeah, there we go. The DTs are revealed defensively. The third base is going to be going down. The DTs, they blink into the natural, and the spore is not done.
Yeah, that's cute. I like that. He is going to be running on in there. We do have the spore in the main quite exposed as well. Looks like Dark doesn't quite get that surround down in time. He's going to try to DPS down the DTs. And he might be able to do that, actually. It looks like the DTs going for drones instead of the spore.
Yeah, exactly. And the Lings, they arrive just in time. These DTs are going to be cleaned up. The spore will survive. And Dark holds onto his main base. Remember, he did kill some workers across the map as well. The detection, the mobile detection has arrived, and Dark cleans it up.
Yeah, all of the DTs go down. The third goes down. Plenty of work is going down as well. Strange is in a lot of trouble in this game now. I mean, Dark, he is actually only on 35 drones, so he's still kind of in an all-in position, but I mean, I don't think Dark's ever going to mind that.
Yeah, I was about to say that he's all in, but he likes it, Bobby. Like,
yeah.
If he's not all in, that's when he's getting fidgety, and that's when he's uncomfortable. As he's just making sure that his opponent is contained to 2 bases. If he wanted to, I do think that Dark would probably try to break the natural base as well. But Dark is droning a little bit from here.
He's droning. He's also going for Overlord speed, though. I wonder if he's going to be looking to finish this game off by bringing the Overlords, bringing some Queens over and going for a big roach push.
Yeah, the creep highway could work wonders here for Dark. He could even elevate or even drop said queens as well, as the creep is being spread at that third base location. Overlord speed is done. The Overseer dives in for a scout, and we'll get eyes on the gateway explosion of Strange.
Yeah, the Ferrari Overseer is on a mission, just run straight on through here, scouts out everything that's happening in the base of Strange, and I think Dark's going to be extremely comfortable in this game now.
Yeah, exactly. He sees all, he knows all, and he is amassing his own roach army. He sees that Strange is attempting to expand, attempting to take this third base, but once again looking very exposed, and Dark can look to punish it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I am struggling to imagine a world in which Strange holds this roach push that's coming. He does have an Immortal on the way, so he's going to have at least one Immortal, with the second one popping pretty soon as this hits, but yeah, Dark does not want to waste any time. Looks like he is going to be going for a kill move here and now.
Yeah, and he is far ahead in army supply at the moment. Plenty of Lings, plenty of roaches, plenty of detection as well. He does slip into the natural base, dives on top of the Archons, dives on top of the Immortals as well, and there's just not enough to protect them.
Yeah, not enough at all. GG is called. Dark are going to be taking game 1, and suddenly DKZ, they are on match point.
Yeah, uno mas. One more is all they need to clean this up and to take this series. I like the initiative that Strange was attempting to take on Near Humanity. The problem is that this is Near Humanity, and we were talking about how Dark is more than willing to go for his own roach all-ins and willing to be aggressive himself. He's willing to get down and dirty, just like Strange, even more so.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that really hurt Strange there was also losing all 5 of those DTs. I feel like if he kept them and he could just keep being annoying and keeping Dark at home and threatening counterattacks, maybe he would have been okay in that game, but losing all 5 of the DTs like that just really wasn't that great.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, he invested so much into it, right? He delayed his tech for a Dark Shrine. He went straight into Blink as well, and we needed more than to kill 9 drones. That's what he did, if you remember. 9 workers went down, and that just was not enough. It did put him ahead worker-wise, but Dark had just so much more going for him. And it looks like we have our map of choice, Ancient Sister.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to be getting old maps once again. Strange picking out any map always makes me sus. I feel like he has to have some kind of plan for this. He's got a lot of cheeky builds, and that was a pretty good one there. I reckon we'll be seeing something a little bit different this time, though.
Yeah, I like this. You know, he's like luring Dark in. He's like, oh, look, it's like a big open macro map. You know, we can go for a long game. And then bam, you know, like H-Gate Flavor Depth all in. Or something crazy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
As I hear he is spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map. In the blue, this is Strange.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ancient System, we have for DKZ Gaming, it is Dark.
Rap good.
Let's go. All right. What are we going to be seeing here? What do you expect from Strange? Okay, call it now. Are we going to get a standard opener into a mid game? Or are we going to do something crazy?
Sentry Immortal push.
Oh, creator-esque?
Earlier.
Oh, yeah. With Creator, he usually like cripples the economy, gets ahead, and then goes all in and dies. Instead,
Yeah.
Strange, he's not going to try to get ahead
He's gonna-
economically.
He's going to skip that step.
Smosh, papi, smosh. He's
Fair
gonna
up,
get there a
man,
lot faster.
Yeah. As okay, it's not saturating his gas straight away, so it's probably not going to be a Stargate build. We know that so far. Yeah, I'm sticking with my prediction.
All right. I think it's a good one. I also expect an all-in here from Strange. Oh God, if you're going for Immortal Sentry, I'll go for Adepts, papi. I'm gonna commit to Adepts.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that happening too. How many gates?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's I'm gonna say 7. He's not gonna go up to 8. He's gonna go. It's not gonna be 6 either. 7.
Yeah, I like 7. I think so too.
But for now, of course, Dark's just going for a hatch gas pool 460. Unnatural, just a little bit awkward, a little bit uncomfortable, nothing too crazy. Really, we're just waiting for that Cybercore to finish up, and we'll keep our eyes on what's going on as we do not delay Warp Gate.
Not a chance. How's your noodle selection going? Have you worked your way through them yet?
Man, I've got like a year supply worth of noodles, papi. What do you?
Have you worked your way through them yet?
Are you done, papi? Is it all inside
Yeah.
you? Oh, some of it's inside me. Yeah.
Okay. Have you found any new ones that you haven't had before that were good?
Yeah, most of them are new. Like I've never. I just wanted to spread my wings and swim in soup. And
Yeah, okay. Do you have to go to like a special store to get them, or can you just get them from Woolworths?
Amazon. Just
Oh.
order like 50 packs of ramen on Amazon. Mate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gee, that's like extreme. Like that's like it's almost a hobby now.
That's peak degen, papi. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, is this Claiming Ups? Let's go.
Yeah, it's glazed, and we only have 3 gates so far. So interesting. Could be seeing maybe just 3 gates into an expand, or could be a 6-gate robo all in behind it.
We haven't pulled out. We have not pulled out a gas, so this is either going to be adepts into DTs, it could be adepts into Immortals and even Robotics Bay as well. I'm really curious to see what the gas is going to be spent on. Meanwhile, Strange is looking to expand. He is sending his probe out to that location at least.
Yeah, another pretty early third. So it looks like it's just going to be a 3-gate pressure. Dark went for a really early roach war, and I think he threw it down as early as 3:30 here. So he's going to be very well prepared for this. I hope Strange doesn't overcommit.
Well, this is crazy. This is a 3-gate glaze without a robo. Like, the robo just now starts. It was delayed because of the third base. So I guess we're hitting without the prism, question mark? Or are we just going to be waiting, even with glaives, until the prism comes out? Or...
Yeah, I mean, could be. Behind this, though, I'm a little bit interested in what Dark's doing. He's gone for a pretty early lair here as well.
Yeah, very early lair. We'll see if this is just for an overseer to try to get vision on what's going on. The adepts are making their way across the map as well. We do have 6, 7, 8 adepts in total going to be threatening a shade, but the roaches are coming out just in time.
Yeah, I mean, Strange would love to be able to force an overreaction from Dark here, but looks like Dark has a pretty good idea of what's going on.
Yeah, and this is not the best start for Strange. Just because, I mean, the third base timing is nice. I do appreciate that it is going to be a faster, but the Glaive Adepts, they have to do some counter damage. They get 1, they get 2, they get 3 drones. Not too bad here. Decent starts, but again, Strange, he's quickly shifting gears.
Yeah, Strange has to be really careful to hold on to his units here, and it looks like he realizes that he will be pulling the rest of his Adepts back home, but I'm actually not sure if this is enough, to be honest.
3 more gates are thrown down, by the way. A 4th gate as well. This is going to be a 3-base, or the setup for a 3-base all in. I like 5 gates. Jesus Christ. 8 gates in total, by the way. I like the idea of him doing what we both said. So I said Glaive Adepts, and you said Sentry Immortal all in, and that's kind of the direction that we're headed in.
Yeah, it actually is, but Dark is going to be putting on some serious pressure right now. Roaches and Ravages are arriving. We get some nice force fields coming down from Strange, so he will take out some of those units, but there is a flood of Lings coming his way, and I don't think that one battery is going to be enough to deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. Overcharge is good, but is it really that good? Because Dark is going to come in from multiple angles, from the left, from the right, from behind as well. Overcharge is popped, but the Bars will deal with that shield battery.
What's going on with those force fields? What? As unfortunately, just a little bit too much from Dark. A massive surround comes on in, and he crushes the army of Strange.
Those were Strange force fields. I'm not. Yeah. They were like cutting off his retreat, maybe. Strange's retreat.
It's psychological warfare. It's like, you're trapped in here with me.
Yeah. The force fields were a little bit questionable, but even if we did land some good force fields, it's possible that Dark just had too much anyway. GG gets called, and Dark will take the 2-0, and Dragon KaiZi Gaming take down Mystery Gaming 4-2.
Yeah, nice performances there from Dark and Hero. Do clinch it out for their team, and that will be it for that match up there. But I mean, Mystery Gaming, one of the teams that came up through Code A, not necessarily expecting them to be beating the top of the top teams just yet, but I think they can definitely make a top 7 run.
They can make it to the playoffs. I 100% agree with that. Mystery Gaming, they can go the distance, but just a rough round 1 match. This is only round 1. Plenty of rounds ahead of us, plenty more